What's going on, y'all? Crown Vic from the Palace. So, I'm starting a new series. So, we'll see how this goes. It's gonna be called The Royal Coverage. Stay tuned. What's up, everybody? Crown Vic from the Palace. So we got a lot to talk about this week with the Royal Coverage. This is a brand new series from my channel, and just kind of testing it out to see how it goes. All right, so I might do this every week. We'll see. It's all about consistency, right? Well, if you watched my last video, if I can be consistent with the NoFap, I can be consistent with this, because I believe it's NoFap combined with meditation that's giving me this focus, that's allowing me to actually stay tuned or tune in to what it is that I actually want to do. And so with the royal coverage, I plan to just kind of talk about some hot topics and kind of give my spin on it, my take on it, my opinion on it ultimately. So you may agree, you may disagree, but ultimately this is just some stuff that I wrote down, and I'm just gonna talk about today. All right, so I'm gonna be talking about three topics. All right, so I'm gonna talk about Will Smith, and his memoir. So his book that just came out, him and Jada Pinkett Smith, his wife. I'm also gonna be talking about Travis Scott and his concert from hell. I'm also gonna be touching on a little bit of the Kanye West interview that just came out. So the three topics I'm gonna be talking about this week on this week's royal coverage. All right, so once again, this is with the branding, Crown Vic channel, the Royal Peasants. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to be talking about Will Smith. All right, so he revealed a little bit about his personal life, and got the Twitter world and social media world up in a conversation, because they got to talk about something, right? So Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith has been in the news again, but really, are we surprised? Jada's Red Table Talk is all about getting honest with the public about personal topics, and Will Smith has a new memoir. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. A book that's coming out, and it's pretty much talking about his whole life up to this point. All the stuff that the public knows, and especially the stuff that they may not know. Although a lot of the stuff that came out recently is stuff that I've already known, because he already revealed that. And maybe on the Red Table Talks already. So I believe that he got inspired by the Red Table Talk to come out with this book. Whichever, I do know that he took it upon himself to have, I think he said he tripped on ayahuasca about 15 times. So, one thing about me, I got a history when it comes to psychedelics. Alright, so I haven't done ayahuasca before, but I have tried DMT, although it wasn't a really potent dose of DMT. I've done a little bit of shrooms. I did a little bit of acid. So I've have quite an experience when it comes to psychedelics, and how much it can be beneficial to people who might need it. I'm talking about on a psychological level. Once you take the psychedelic, it kind of opens your mind up to a lot of stuff that you did not consider before. However, it's not a cure either. I would not vouch that everyone needs it and that everyone should take it, because there are some people who are just not ready. So that's another topic for another day. So we're going to continue with this one. Will Smith came out with his book, and since coming out with the book, and of course Jada Pinkett Smith's Red Table Talk, they have been trending in the media pretty consistently, for better or for worse. Alright, so someone once said all publicity is good publicity. Well, he's come out with a book, so let's see if it sells well. Some people seem to find this, however, messy. Others find this to be enlightening. As a girl once said to me about her favorite singer, it's nice to find someone out there who is going through the same thing I went through, because it makes me feel less alone. This is what she says. I happen to feel the same way as the latter, as what she just said, or as what she told me, concerning this current episode of the Will Smith saga. One thing about me, I do not care much for the personal life our lives and times of celebrities because I'm too interested in my own life to hold that much interest in someone else's life. However, there are certain principles I do have an interest in. Which one of these which by the way caught my attention when one individual on Facebook wrote regarding Will Smith, when in discussing how he needed a sex expert for whatever reason. So the guy on Facebook said, Will Smith really acts like he wears the panties. Alright, so let me say that again. Will really acts like he wears the panties, is what he said. And I'm like, really? It seems in this day and age that everyone has an opinion on something, including me. Alright, so more often than not, that opinion is very critical in spite of less than a perfect life they themselves are living. Jesus said he without sin cast the first stone. And I see a lot of this on social media. People living in glass homes, but they throwing rocks anyway. He wrote that comment as if somehow Will was less of a man for revealing how he sought help for what he felt was lacking. This all goes back to what I was saying to you earlier about the girl who felt less alone. When it all comes down to it, it's a matter of who you are. When it all comes down to it, no matter who you are, we all face personal issues, and sharing it with others helps other people understand that they're not the only ones going through whatever it is that they're going through. As you let your light shine, you unconsciously give others the liberty and the courage to do the same, is what I see. And this is just my take on the whole situation regarding Will Smith and his personal life. Moving on to the next topic on Travis Scott and his concert from hell. Travis Scott has also hit the news for all the wrong reasons, as his astral party quickly turned into a party from hell, as 9 people have now died as a result from what transpired that day. Rest in peace to the ones who had lost their lives, and thoughts and prayers to their families. Since this incident, Travis, Drake, and Kylie Jenner has since responded to the incident in their own way, and now multiple lawsuits have been filed against Travis and the venue. Many blame Travis for not stopping the event as soon as he heard the cries for help. I have not seen the video, but some people claim that they ran up on stage, only to be brushed off by Travis and his security team. Because of this, the show went on while people were dying in the crowd. First eyewitnesses claim that fans were sacrificed. So in other words, there's an eyewitness that came on video at one point, and he says, "Oh, go with the spookiness. Travis Scott sacrificed, his fans today. This, that, and the other." I mean, I only believe these people as far as I can throw them. Me being a teacher, I get lied to like every single day. So it's like, when people tell me stuff, are you really telling me the truth? And so this is what an eyewitness said. He said that fans were being sacrificed by the rapper in what they call a demonic ritual. To this, I say they're all full of it. I don't believe that sacrifices were made. I believe that Travis was simply high as a kite and needed to give a crowd of 50,000 people the show that they came for. I believe that Travis was used to the mosh pit crowds and the fans turning up and chopped it up as, just the usual activities, as the majority are having a good time. So he just thought everybody was just having a good time. Like, in my mind, this is what he was thinking. If there were ambulances involved, they were merely doing their job. So if he saw ambulances in the crowd, he's just like, okay, well, maybe some people are fainting. Probably thought he was Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying? Like, Michael Jackson, he would stand up on stage and just stand there and people just faint. He probably thought he was just killing it, but he didn't realize that people actually was being killed, like, I didn't mean to make a pun, but, he was killing it, but not in the way he thought he was killing it, and so, you may disagree, but as a public school, shooter, You may disagree, but as a public school teacher myself, it is not always possible to tend to everyone's needs upon every single day. Every single day. I got 150 students, and then all of them got needs, and they got different needs. And I'm supposed to understand all of these needs every single day. You know? Students are always constantly talking about they need bandages for wounds that they don't need. I ask them, I say, they come to me, oh, I need a bandage. A band-aid. I'm like, what do you need a band-aid for? They show me like a little tiny scratch. I'm like, you need a band-aid for that? You just wasting up all my bandages. I need some tissue. And all they want to do is go up there and grab some tissue so they can wipe their hands. They just wasting my tissue. You know? And so like it's just trivial things that they talk about, you know. Say for example they want to go to the bathroom. They just want to get out of class, but they just say, I gotta have emergency. Get out of class. You know, and that's what a lot of them do. You know, and I need to go to the nurse. You need to go to the nurse for what? Because my head hurts. Drink some water. You know, like, I work at a middle school, so this is why this is a big issue. Maybe not as much as a high school, but it just like my experiences come like so heavy in this. Like if you're tending to a crowd of 50,000 people, it just like, and then it's like a few of them that just say that's just saying something that you don't really understand because you're so caught up in trying to put on a show for these people. Like a lot of people, they get stage fright, right? They get stage fright. They can't stand in front of a group of like 5 people. They get nervous. Imagine you in front of 50,000 people. You know how much in the zone you gotta be in? You know, you gotta be in the zone for that stuff, bro. Like, I get it, you know, people are dying in the crowd. But, you know, as a performer, as an entertainer, that's not really his job, per se. I know they want to make comparisons to say Kurt Cobain and Linkin Park. They stopped the crowd. But also Travis did that at one point. I mean, like, you wanna pick and choose what you want to compare stuff to just to suit your propaganda and your agenda. And I'm like, I mean, like, it's just so quick. People are so quick to just like cancel people. It's like, yeah, you cancel because I don't like what you did. I'm like, bruh, like this is why this is why I'm so glad I'm on NoFap, because I don't care. I don't care, bro. I'm gonna do me and you gonna do you. If you feel some type of way, you want to cancel me, I'm going to still do me. You know, because I needed this, man. I needed this so bad. And I really encourage other people to go ahead and go down this route that I'm going through. No fat and meditate every single day. Because this world is just wishy-washy, man. They just, one minute they love you, next minute they hate you, the next minute they love you again. Just go down your path, man. These people they just want something to talk about. They want something to blame. They just want to stop thinking about the troubles in their own life, and they just want to focus on you and say what's wrong with you. That's how I see this whole situation. Like, I'm sorry that people died, and I know I come across insensitive right here, but I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. I see news every single day of people dying. Like, what, you want me to cry every single day about this stuff? Like, I mean, like, yeah, anyway. So, where was I? Okay, yeah. So, you know, just like, I can only imagine a crowd of 50,000 people like me just tending to 150 kids, you know, every single day. I can only imagine, like, a crowd of 50,000 people. I cannot, you know, personally, I cannot pile on the blame to Travis. I personally cannot pile on the blame to Travis. Perhaps he deserves a little bit of the blame. Sure, he does. Like, this is your show. This is your crowd. This is the vibe that you're bringing out. This is the energy that you're putting out into the world. Maybe, yeah, you do deserve some of the blame because, look, you're making hella profit off of it. So why not get some of the blame? I mean, like, come on now. You can't get all the rewards and no blame. So I guess in that sense, it's only fair. But, you know, I still can't You know, I can't shove all the blame on him, because I could get where you're coming from. You know, like as far as that, like who to blame? Like you can blame all on Travis, but what about the venue? What about the security? What about the first responders? And don't forget about the crowd themselves. Like, who was it that bypassed security and just thought they decided to just do their own thing without paying? It was a crowd surge. People just bombarding the security fences, climbing over it, and then knocking the fences down. They don't get no blame. Come on now, like think about it. Alright, so the crowd certainly deserves some of the blame. It was, after all, overcrowded because people decided to bypass the gate. You can't blame Travis for everything. In this quick to cancel culture, it's a lot of blaming the other guy with little accountability for yourself. Take some accountability. Alright, last but not least, we're going to talk about Kanye West. Kanye West, now known as Ye. Officially, he's now known as Ye. No longer Kanye West anymore. He went to the court and changed his name. He's now Ye. I mean, like, me personally, that's a cool nickname. But to change your name is to Ye. That's such a Ye thing to do. Ye has made the news again, except this time outside of music. So last time he was in the news, it was in regards to his music. But wasn't in regards only to his music? Well, he's I believe at this point he transcends music. So he's definitely not just about music, it's about multiple things. He went candid in an interview on Revolt's Drink Champs and talked about everything from his hair. Y'all seen his hair, the patches in his hair. So he talked about that. Talk about how he just trying to break stereotypes. Essentially, he didn't say it this way. I'm paraphrasing. Summarizing what he was saying in my own words. So he just breaking stereotypes and how everyone seems to try to make themselves presentable for the world. He decided to go against that and make himself not presentable. He just want to be rebellious. In other words, he just want to be rebellious with his hair and just be rebellious in general. That's him. He wants to be rebellious. To him, I feel like to Kanye West, being rebellious means being free and being authentic. That's just what I think. Now, I'm not saying this is what he thinks. I'm not saying this is what it is. But when I think about Kanye West and the haircut just epitomizes my point. And my point is that he seems to just think that if I just rebel from everybody's expectation and what they want me to be, what they expect from me, I am being free. I am being Ye. Are you being Ye? Like, if you yourself said that at first you were scared to step out with that haircut because of how people was going to perceive you, are you being Ye? Like, wouldn't you want to step out and be happy with how you look? And then he lined himself up because someone said, maybe all you need is to line up. And then he says, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get me a lineup. I don't try to understand a Gemini. Geminis are just Geminis. So that's that. He talked about his haircut. He talked about his rap beefs with Drake and cutting people from his album like Soulja Boy. So, from my understanding, what Drake is, I don't really understand that beef. Really, honestly, it's just a back and forth, and I feel like it has more to do with Kanye West being a Gemini. I know it's gonna sound like I have a thing against Geminis, but all my favorite artists so happen to be like most of the time Geminis. So it's not that I hate Geminis. It just, on a personal level, Geminis are just, I have had students who were Geminis, and those students are just the most. That's all I gotta say. And dealt with Geminis. I wouldn't be surprised if my last boss was the Gemini. All talk. hot, just talking, but no action. Where's the action at? Gemini's. And that's what I feel like Kanye West was. He just says one thing, just like with Soulja Boy, and then says another thing, just like what he did with Big Sean. So he met with Big Sean and just talked and chopped it up, and then went public and said signing Big Sean was the worst thing he ever did. Such a Gemini thing to do, you know? And so talk about that, and I wouldn't be surprised if that is what started and ignited the Drake beef. Is that at one moment he was like cool with Drake, and then the next moment he just not cool with Drake. Like it's more than once that they had issues. Like I heard how he tried to sabotage Drake in the beginning because he was jealous of his success. Like with that one song, I can't remember that how it went. It's like, I'm more than just an option. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can't remember that. I can't remember the name of that, but that was actually supposed to be. Now this is just hearsay, all right. This is just rumors that Kanye West was trying to sabotage him with that song when it came to the mixing, when it came to the beat itself, and but it turned out to be a success. Not only that, but I feel like here's another thing. He promised Drake that he's gonna give him that scoopity track, that whatever that junk is called when he did scoopity, whatever that thing was. You know, he did that track and then told Drake that he's gonna give him that beat, and then next minute, you know, he gonna come out with scoopity whoop, whoopity scoop, and it's just like that's a Gemini thing to do, man. Like, and you expect no repercussions from that? I don't even know if I'm using that word right. And so he just like you do this and then you think it's all cool. You know what I'm saying? I heard about him when he was talking with when he was in the studio with T-Pain, like calling T-Pain corny because he was trying to make some songs and then turn around using some of the stuff that T-Pain did. Like, the heck kind of what is good with this guy, man? You know what I mean? And so he does stuff like this and then turn around and then have the Pikachu face when people don't like him. And then he got a lot of fans in the background just defending him. Like, man, he just got mental disorder. He got mental this. He got this. To me, that just sounds like excuses, man. Like, I hear that all the time as a teacher in school. Kids not trying at all because IEPs. These kids don't have the mental capacity to just read. Like, how the heck did they get to this grade if they can't read, bro? Like, that should be in third grade. They need to repeat. They need to repeat that. They need to repeat third grade and just get like a teacher that just works closely with them. Like, sometimes the school system just baffles me, just like society. Society just baffles me. They come with all these excuses for people, and it's just like, how you gonna say that you believe in God, Kanye West, and then say that God can do all these things, and then turn around and use these man-made mental disorder excuses, talking about I'm bipolar, it's my superpower. Then having people, it probably is because you got your fans like defending you like that's a superpower, man. Like that's one of his moves, man. It's like, oh, I'm gonna release my superpower on you. Fans attack like a Pokemon. You know what I mean? Just like that's just how I see it, man. Just like, okay, you got a mental disorder. That's your excuse. That's really your excuse for your assholish behavior. You know? So I'm just like, alright, so we're gonna move on. So that was the Drinks Champs, and you know, I've been a fan of Kanye West since Late Registration. That's like one of my favorite albums. Late Registration and like Graduation is amazing. I like all of his albums. Not really caring too much for 808s and Heartbreaks. It was cool, but all his other ones before, right up to Dark Fantasy, was like my joint. You know, and so let me see if this video is still playing real quick. I would hate. Yes, it is still playing. Great. All right, so that's my intro. Okay, here we go. Alright, so right up to Dark Fantasy. Although he came out with some pretty decent albums since, something really came close to the quality of Dark Fantasy, in my opinion. Since Dark Fantasy, as I said before, Ye has made some questionable moves that I can't really get behind. And I get it, he doesn't care who gets behind him. And he even said that one time in an interview that all he cares about is just living in truth, doesn't want to be limited. And that's cool, but how truthful are you if you're a born again Christian, stepping outside your marriage, watching pornography? And I know you're saying that you're just a Christian that's trying, but I'm just like, are you trying? Are you really trying? Like, you say one thing and then do something else. Like, the people that you work closely with constantly say that you just like owe them money. Big Sean, the Christian choir, other people around you saying that you owe them money. Like a lot of these producers saying that you use their beats or use their work and it just let them hang like high and dry. Like, are you really a Christian? Or are you just saying that like a badge of honor? You know, just to me it comes across like very shallow and superficial. That you use Jesus like a brand, like that's your new brand, to get more accolades on, like to submit to like award shows so you can get album of the year when it comes to gospel. Yeah, that's how it comes across to me. It's just like it comes across phony. You know, it's not really authentic. It's like if I were to go into the Bible and quote a verse, they say that, you know, it's a verse that goes, "Verily, verily, do not pray in front of the synagogues before the people." And I'm paraphrasing, by the way, because that they have their rewards. But if you pray, you need to go inside the house, go inside the closet, or wherever you go, be hidden. In other words, just keep all that stuff personal, you know, and then pray to God, keep that stuff personal, and then from there, the God you will receive the heavenly rewards. So he's going in front of the entire world with this phony religion. Like, that's how it comes across to me. Like, it comes across phony. Somebody say, no, he's actually, and I can see the other side of it. Don't get me wrong. Like, you're shedding light on some of the gospel, whereas a lot of people are celebrating demonic stuff. You want to celebrate, you know, the light, but are you being authentic with that light? It doesn't sound authentic to me when I listen to your music. You're still talking about pretty much the same stuff. It's not something that's introspective, something that's deep, something that's profound, something that might get me through some dark times. I guess it depends on who you talk to. I mean, some other people, they're just like, oh, this album touched my soul. It touched me so deep. I cried during this album. Oh my gosh. The production, the lyrics, he talked about his mama. I'm like, I guess, bro. Like, if that's what it takes to touch your soul, man, I guess you needed it. I guess this album is for somebody, man. I guess he's touching some people, but people like me personally, I don't see it, yo. And so he's doing all this stuff, you know, and he seeks to be extremely wealthy. And the fans come right behind him to defend him. You know, I already know what they're going to say. He's not a perfect Christian. But I still can't help but see the hypocritical and shallow nature of him. But I know where he's coming from. I feel like me and Kanye West share the same spiritual mindset, but have different approaches to it. I'll admit I didn't watch the whole interview, but I can't get past, you know, the reason why I didn't watch the whole interview is because I can't really get past the wishy-washy nature of the Gemini. So that's just my little take on the reports, royal reports of this week. I know it's going to be a long video. Maybe I'll shorten it up later. But people listen to podcasts nowadays, so consider this kind of like a video podcast. You just let play in the background and just listen to me talk. People say they like to listen to me talk, so maybe you will, maybe you won't. I don't care. I'm on no fat, baby, and I'm just doing me. So this is Crown Vic with the Royal Report for this week. Looking forward to seeing more subscribers, more people commenting, more people interacting. And I'm hoping to share my message with the world when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to just a different perspective. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, like and subscribe, comment, give me your opinion on some of the topics that were mentioned here. Did you like it? Did you do you agree, disagree? Why not? And I'll see you all next time.